Hey, it's Jeff.
And I'm Shaleia.
Welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to discuss with you some insights we're having as twin flame teachers who've been doing this for the better part of 3 or 4 years or so. So when we started out doing twin flame work, it was pretty clear that we weren't the first ones on the scene, that people were already talking about it and had been talking about twin flames for a long time. But there still wasn't that much out there about twin flames. And as things got going, there wasn't much known about twin flames except from like old esoteric books, and there was like one twin flame book at the time, and it was like really, really awkward by someone who hadn't really even met or been with their twin flame. Just they had done lots of soul searching on the subject, so it was kind of an underdeveloped idea. And as things went on, some people started to go off in one crazy direction about what twin flames are, and I think a lot of people really understood that it was a challenging thing to be with your twin flame. And there was no one who really argued with that point, so that was everyone kind of agreed, whether they were doing real work or they were trying to scam you or they just wanted attention or whatever the case may be, everyone agreed that it was challenging. Now, where a lot of people split off was some people thought that you shouldn't be with your twin flame because it was challenging.
Right.
We call that
or toxic.
We call that a wimp. The reasoning was just because it was too hard and you're not meant to be together, but that's just incredible, stupendous nonsense.
Or whatever other excuses that are along those same lines,
The truth is, you're meant to be with your twin flame, right?
Doesn't matter
and that's where,
if you're in a relationship or not, you're meant to be together.
That's where we deviated.
That's where we deviate.
From the rest of the people
the
in this
crowd.
time, right? So, not everyone would agree that you're supposed to be with your twin flame, and we discovered we were twin flames. We didn't decide to do twin flame work, or
And we didn't decide that we were twin flames either.
No.
It was discovered.
It was a deep inner discovery.
Right.
And this compelled us to recognize, first we recognized we got something really good. What is this? We wanted to share it immediately. We're like, we figured it out, and we knew exactly what we did to get it. We're like, we got to share this immediately.
So we started our process, yeah.
We started a business called Awaken Intimacy, and we started helping people get into relationships. And as we dove deeper within into ourselves, we recognized that, we were twin flames, and this is what this really is. And we also recognized that a lot of people who were saying they were twin flames really actually weren't twin flames. And I want to talk about this for a minute.
It's really important because you can see people are getting upset probably about that already.
Well, people really, there's a big question, how do you identify your twin flame, right? And a lot of people, think they've met true twin flames. They're a couple, they look so perfect, and they say they're twin flames, they're obviously twin flames.
Or they're very spiritual,
whatever it may be.
Yeah.
If both of the people in the relationship decide to put on the energy of being twin flames, they can appear in almost every respect to be twin flames.
It's a psychic disguise. And
well put.
And there's a way where you can penetrate that lie to discover, in fact, they aren't twin flames. They're either false twin flames or soulmates or even non-soulmates. They're not even...
Just a couple of jerks.
They're not even they're not even resonating. A soulmate is someone where your soul resonates with another. Mm-hmm. But it's possible to be with someone where you don't actually resonate. That's why soulmates can stay together somewhat happily or contentedly for a lifetime or even several because they're resonating. But that's all I wanted to say.
So, even though they might appear to be twin flames in every way on the outside, there's only one way to really tell. And we've done a video on this. Maybe Shaleia will link it. Maybe she won't. It's,
Thanks. I'll do that. I will link the video.
Don't want to put too much on her, You have to go deep within your heart, all the way to the core. It's the place where you really are and where you're one with God. And from that place, you can see all truth. And you can see whether these two people are actually just one person and two aspects of that one being. And that's how you see twin flames, right? And early on, we developed the ability to see twin flames And that's how we could see ourselves as twin flames. And that's how we could see others as, you know, it all looked like everyone was twin flames. You know, but there were tiers of this. There were the people who knew they weren't twin flames and who were just wanting to pretend to be twin flames and put that label on the relationship that was really crazy. And, you know, that was like the lowest tier. And then there were the people who, you know, maybe genuinely believed they were twin flames, but they were really false twin flames. Because, you know, it looked in every way like they were twin flames.
It felt that way too, right?
Those people, you know, we didn't even see them at first until we recognized, you know, we learned how to see beyond the false twin flame. And this is a process of divine channeling, which we just showed you how to do, right? And
right.
One day we'll do a really in-depth course and deep study on how to do this. Not right now. Right now we're completely invested in our Twin Flame Ascension School and Life Purpose class. That's why you don't see too much of us here on YouTube, because we're deeply invested with almost all of our resources in helping our school, which, you know, we have recordings of, and you can get access to. You know, check out the link below through twinflamesuniverse.com. You can join us there if you'd like.
Yeah, there's a lot of information and discussions and healing that occur in our classes that you're not going to get anywhere else on the internet. You know,
it's fucking fabulous.
You're just not going to find it, right? It's a hidden gem, so-called hidden gem in the corner of the internet room that if you stumble upon, you're in for gold.
really tremendously beautiful stuff there in Twin Flame Ascension School and Life Purpose
and community too. We got a really good community.
Yeah, we've got a good community of people who are genuinely doing the inner work. And I found that to be really a rare thing, because you know, on our spiritual journeys, we both sought out spiritual community from, you know, for years.
Our whole life.
Everywhere we're looking for spiritual community and couldn't find one that was genuinely, you know, committed to God on a deep and rich level that made sense to us, and where, you know, we could actually be present and be our whole selves there. Like, you know, there are some communities which are truly dedicated to God, but there's a really limited scope on what they let God be. And that didn't jive with us. Ultimately, we ended up creating our community through twinflamesuniverse.com. Once again, check out the links in the description. I'm not going to say it again, you'll find it there. We created this community, this beautiful community that we seeded, S-E-E-D, seeded, so that we can share with you a place where you can come to learn about twin flames, to have genuine discussions on twin flames, and to connect and relate to the people based on real love and connection and community, and not based on ego, not based on hierarchy, not based on what can I get from you, not based on what do you have to give up in order to be here. But if you just show up to our community with an open heart, you'll find that you have so much room. It's a playground to grow and explore and to connect with other people on this journey, because it was not that long ago that there were no real communities. All these communities were just these kind of psychopathic control freaks who talked about twin flames and wielded their power and control of a community over all the people in the community. So you feel kind of drained and you wouldn't really get anywhere.
Right.
And a lot of our students have come to us and they found, like, I've studied under so many people who don't know what they're talking about and who don't actually have what they're espousing. They're just keeping you in a loop and in some nonsense. And that's one of the big insights we've had, and I'm sure we've shared with you, you know, throughout our videos, that there's a lot of people, the vast majority of people talking about twin flames, who are just talking about it to get you to pay attention to them.
Right, because if the discussion is not really about the divine, if it's not about God, because twin flames are an ascension path to God that should be big, bold, and highlighted, you're pretty much just kind of flapping your lips, you know, to put it quite boldly, because you're never going to attain your union permanently if you're trying to take God out of the equation. We've had many people come to us in the past when we did coaching, and even students in our school who, you know, were dating or married or were married, to their twin flame, but they couldn't sustain it because they didn't actually bring God into the equation. But what the hell does God have to do with it? You know, what does God have to do with you and your twin flame and your twin flame union? Well, I think the big clue is in union, in twin flame union. It's about oneness. It's about God. It's about divine love. And if you're not willing to take that spiritual journey to having oneness with God, you can never really come into oneness with your beloved twin flame. And that was one of the biggest discoveries I made on my spiritual path before meeting Jeff was, you know, realizing like it's just gonna be me and God. It doesn't matter like who's in my bed, you know, or who's cooking with me, or you know who I'm making love with. Like at the end of the day, and I close my eyes, it's me and God, and it's been me and God even when I wake up in the morning and when I like go about my life. Like it's just me and God. And you know, the goal is not to like be with your twin flame, to be with your twin flame. Like I don't get anything, like we don't get anything from each other, but what we do experience is a deepening and enriching of the love and the peace and the bliss and the happiness that's already in our hearts because we're choosing to walk with God and be with God. And I know like this is not probably a very popular subject, you know, with a lot of people here, or, you know.
Maybe it is, you don't know.
Maybe it is, I don't know. But when I see like other videos, other channels, like no one's talking about God. They're talking about when is my man coming home? When is the divine masculine coming home? When are, well,
they're looking outside.
They're looking outside of
the
themselves. Like you can't look outside of yourself for union. That's never gonna happen. It's only within. And if you're sitting there waiting with a calendar, oh, a DM's coming this day.
On the month, I got the reading looked good. The cards look good across all the channels.
This person was convincing.
Maybe next spring.
Right, or like.
How's that going, by the way? How many times have you checked up and realized that everything they told you is not working out for you?
Yeah, like at some point, and we say this with compassion, you're going to get frustrated because you're hearing the same rhetoric over and over and over again. You're seeing the same kind of messages over and over again, and they're always strung in very clickbaity words. Like any
to get your attention.
That's how to get your attention, right? Like put twin flame on anything, and you know, put DM is coming home, or
because it feeds into the part of your mind that feels afraid and feels separate.
Or that you're gonna miss something. Like you're not gonna miss your twin.
This is the real difference between what's happening in the twin flame community that's going to actually bring you your harmonious union and bring your twin flame home to you, or which is going to keep you in this pattern of fear
and anxiety.
But you have to really acknowledge, and then we were talking about this in class tonight, you know, in Twin Flame Ascension School, you have to really acknowledge that feeling of hopefulness that they're going to come later. It's not actually a good feeling when you really sit with it.
No, it feels bad.
But you have to be willing to surrender that good feeling.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying feel bad. We're not saying, you know, you need to give up feeling good. But we are saying you need to be really honest about how you actually feel. And you need to release control over the good feeling that you hold so tightly to your heart. No, he's coming. And trust that when you do that, you can always go grab it again later if it didn't work out for you. Don't worry, it's not gone, right? Trust when you let it go and you give it to God, that the feeling that you're hiding beneath it, the really yucky, uncomfortable feeling that all these psycho channels are perpetuating. And I say psycho channel and you're like, oh no, but maybe these ones, but these other ones that I listen to, oh, they're definitely not psycho. Probably are, by the way. Unless they're a member of our community and
you can see that on our YouTube homepage.
Extension of our work.
We have a bunch of channels that we certainly approve of that give real divine information.
Our students,
Our students,
who learn it from us.
And they're
people
coaching.
Who really have it, right? You can get it from them. You can check out their YouTube channels. There's a whole community of this. You're not lacking in any way for Twin Flame Chat. You know, there's a huge, rich, abundant community of people who will help you. Our community, especially us, will help you through that very challenging thing. And this is really the main thing we want to come to, you know. and reveal to you about what we're seeing happen in the twin flame community with a lot of people who are talking about twin flames. Just because we're talking about twin flames, just because someone else is talking about twin flames doesn't mean we're all talking about the same thing.
Yeah.
Some people are talking about perpetuating that fear and that upset, and that keeps these people doing what they're doing in their own pattern.
But they paint it like a really pretty picture, like you'd never know.
Unless you're feeling your
unless
feelings,
unless you're not numbed out to your feelings. Yeah.
So what we encourage you to do is let go, surrender your feelings. If you're, genuinely a loving person, or you're genuinely choosing love, or you were created by God, no harm can come to you. You were created by God. You're a perfect child of God. No harm can come to you if you choose to surrender that feeling. Okay, that feeling like he's going to come or she's going to come or whatever, just let it all go. Surrender it. And you might find something beneath it that's not so good that you were avoiding feeling. Feel that. Because when you feel it, you set yourself free. You set the feeling free.
Right. And what Jeff is really talking about is coming into union with those parts of yourself that you have pushed down or pushed away. And any part of yourself that you are not in union with, your twin flame is going to amplify. Okay, so that's why we're so diligent on what we're saying and what we're teaching as teachers, is because we really desire for all of y'all to be in permanent harmonious twin flame union, which harmonious means like you're actually in a harmonious, committed, basically a marriage, because they're
soul
your
marriage.
They're your spiritual spouse, right? Like Jeff and I are in harmonious union. I'm not leaving. He's not leaving. We're never leaving. We are done with that nonsense, and you can be too. And so this is what, when we talk about feel your feelings and do the mirror exercise and look at those parts of yourself that don't feel so great. It's because we're asking you to go to those parts of yourself that are not in union with love and to choose love there and to really reveal, well, what is the truth? Because the truth always sets you free. The truth always brings peace. It never brings anxiety or upset or any of this stuff. It only
but it might bring up that upset.
Might bring it up
anxiety
to the surface to be healed. This is spiritual 101, healing 101. Everyone knows this by now, right?
They do if you've been listening to us.
Well, now you know.
So, what we don't want to see on this channel is people telling us their stories and their upsets of what's going on in their twin flame journey. Not on our channel feed. That's not a great place to share that. If you want to share that, go to our Facebook group and open up and be vulnerable. A comment section is not on YouTube. It's not really a community for that. It's a place to connect and express, your triumphs and your challenges that you've triumphed over. But what I really want to get to here is when people are commenting on our channels or other people's channels or messaging us or whatever and looking for an answer directly from us or directly from someone else because you think that answer is going to satisfy you inside, and it might for a little period of time. Like get a reading, oh, I feel so satisfied inside, and then you got to go on looking again for another answer to stuff into you. But you'll never get the answer you're looking for from outside of yourself. You have to go within. You have to stop looking to us for the answer. Because the answer is go within yourself and feel what is there.
Right. That's what we're guiding you, is back into yourself. And to not give your power away to someone outside of yourself to tell you how you feel, tell you how to think, tell you what to do. But we're really guiding you through what the internal process is to come into union with your divine self so that you naturally come into union with your twin flame, because you're not separate from your twin flame.
Ultimately, we just see a lot of people who are still feeling very lost and confused on their twin flame journeys.
Right.
And come, you're welcome. We have the answers for you.
Yeah, we do.
We are happy to show you the way. Look through our videos, read our book, join our Ascension School, join our group, and get yourself into a relationship with our work.
Right.
It's a safe relationship. You're not going to be hurt. You're only going to be guided to that which is going to restore you to your source so that you can stand on your own 2 feet with God, with your Creator, And that union with God is what creates union with your twin flame. And we have enormous resources. My God, once you finally join Twin Flame Ascension School,
I think you'll be blown
you'll be
away.
blown away
Yeah.
with the enormous love and support that awaits you there.
Yeah, we don't want it to just be for, a small percentage of people. We're creating it for everyone, and that includes you that's watching. And I think once you decide to come and get support here, I think you're just gonna be so happy.
At the end of the day, how important is this to you, right? Is this something that you just be really honest with yourself for a minute? Is this something that you're just gonna casually learn about and for entertainment purposes? Okay, is that what you really want here? Is that why you're really here? For entertainment? Or is it so you can satisfy this icky feeling in your heart where you're feeling alone and separate from your divine partner and complement? If you want to actually feel satisfaction, if you want to actually find that peace, join our school, invest in our work.
Yeah.
And really what we're saying is choose to invest in yourself. And it's
you
not that expensive. We have single parents, we have students, we have very, very people who can't afford very much. It's ultimately for our all 450 hours of Twin Flame Ascension School, 3 classes, 300 classes, in total. It works out to be $7.40 a day. And we have payment plans for this, so you don't have to pay the full price up front. And after a year you don't have to do this. So literally, if we have someone who's on the weekends working a little bit, driving an Uber for a couple hours, each day on the weekend, and they pay for their, all classes pass.
Right. And what Jeff is really saying is where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah. And we are not saying, come and, come join us and learn from us to, because we need your money. We really
don't need your money.
We really don't. And, we had support along our twin flame spiritual journeys. I worked with a spiritual teacher every week, sometimes twice a week, mostly twice a week.
Find someone
for 2 years,
who has what you want.
That's really, yeah.
And get into a relationship with them. Let them help you. Let us help you.
Right.
But be honest. Is this something that you're going to let go of, a few years down the road? Or is this something that it's time to finally satisfy for yourself?
Right.
That means facing your feelings. That means surrendering to the work. That means surrendering to the path that's laid out before you. I know there are tons of you out there who have been watching our YouTube videos forever and still haven't committed to our Ascension School and still haven't come and introduced yourself in our group and started to form friendships and relationships. We've had some very shy, wallflower, kind of quiet, introverted people find a lot of solitude and a lot of safety and a lot of companionship and a lot of energy and warmth and connection. And in our community.
I think you mean solace.
Solace, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I'm solid. They're already pretty solitude. They got that down.
It's a safe place.
Yeah.
And a relationship with us is safe, but you have to choose, and that's why there's a small investment required. It's because it's an indicator that you're investing into yourself and you are appreciating our work for what we've done to bring it to you.
Right.
That's what a relationship is, right?
Right, because we had to take the plunge and finding this information and walking this path when there was no one that was actually teaching the true way there. We had to figure it out on ourselves. Well, God helped us.
But you don't have to, right?
But you don't have to,
We
right?
have it. We've helped other people get it.
Right.
Other people have it because of us. And many people have found a great deal of peace and relationship with their Creator and enormously transformed lives as a result of our work.
Yeah.
So I think that's enough for today.
We're good.
I don't want to overwhelm you with too much juicy goodness, if there is such a thing.
Jeff the Aries.
So thank you so much for joining us. Be sure to subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so. Leave us a like if you appreciate what we're doing, and tell us how you feel in the comments below.
Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free.
It's free. Take care, guys.
Bye, everyone.